6:45, we'll open the meeting, the public hearing, excuse me, for APFU LLC. If everybody would please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clifford Buffo.
Here.
Art Christie. Joanne Kell.
Here.
John Horn.
Here.
Alan Shiner. Sam Spada.
Here.
Vivian Welton.
Here.
Notice is hereby given that the Town of Shandaken Planning Board will hold a public hearing pursuant to Section 274-B of the state law and as prescribed by the District Schedule of Area and Bulk Regulations of the Shandaken Town Code for the purpose of hearing the following applicant. An application for a special use permit and site plan review was submitted to the Planning Board by APFU LLC for a parcel located at Route 28 in Phoenicia, further identified as SBL number 13.2-1.112, located in a residential 1.5 acre zoning district. The applicant is seeking approvals to construct a 4-unit multifamily residential structure. The public hearing is scheduled for October 9th, 2024 at 6:45 p.m. at the Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, Shandaken, New York. Anyone who wishes to make comment regarding this application may do so during the public hearing. If you are unable to attend, you may send any comments you would like read during the meeting to shandakenbldg@gmail.com or P.O. Box 134, Shandaken, New York 12480. All such comments must be received no later than 3 p.m. on October 9th, 2024.
Okay. Mr. Rudensky, would you come up and run through the project for the public, please?
The project is now 4 two-bedroom apartments, basically 25 by 40 each, 1 story, front and back doors, entrance through the back, entrance through the front, downward lighting, basically whatever else you ask for. We also already have approval for the curb cut from the DOT. I'm not sure if you got that within the last.
I did see that email, yes.
And if you need the full,
Okay. Do we have anyone on the sign-up sheet? I can't tell from here.
It doesn't look like it.
Are you here to speak about? Yes. Yeah, could you please come up to the microphone?
If you could just sign in, please. Sure. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Scott Shimamura. I'm a tenant of Howard's. I've been renting an apartment from him at 160 Mount Pleasant Road for the last 7 years. I'm also a co-owner and head brewer at Woodstock Brewing. When we started working on the brewery, I moved into the apartment building that Howard has. Over the last 7 years, he's been probably one of the best landlords that I've ever had. The apartments, he's very responsive, in fact, very proactive in any kind of issues. He's like updated my heating thing before I've even had an if there's any problems, I usually get a response really quickly. It's the apartment that I live in. He's constantly kind of like making it, like updating it so it's like everything's working, and there's a guy, Wayne, that works for him that's always kind of like making the yard really nice for all the tenants. It's very convenient for me. I have one member of our staff that also lives in the apartment building. A lot of my staff struggle to find apartments or places they can live in the area, and I think that it would be great if there would be more places for people that work locally to live. I feel, or I've experienced, just like, I feel like people when they drive on 28, especially coming down by our apartments, it's like when people from out of town are driving through 28, I see lots of dangerous driving, and I'm on like a weekly basis, and so it would be great if we could have more local people that live close. I've established a couple of friendships with some of the other tenants that lived in the apartment. All the people that over the 7 years, or all the people that I've encountered over the last 7 years that I've lived there have been, I think, really good people for the community, and some people that I'm still friends with. So, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Please sign in.
My name is Jonathan. I'm a tenant of Howard and Marjorie's. I grew up in this area. My family's been here since 1860. I know the area as well as many of you, and I know that it's out of my price range to afford something, but I'm glad to have the opportunity to be able to rent something and to be an anchor that's full-time here. I know there's a lot of weekenders, and everyone knows that. The people that live and rent from Howard and Marjorie are anchors. I recognize that because I've been here my whole life. And while I know it's probably never going to be in my price range, I'd like to remain here for a very long time. And I think that starts with good landlords who select good people to be and act not only as people here full-time, but to act as the eyes and the ears of this place. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we received a few letters. Rachel Boland, I'm currently a tenant at 160 Mount Pleasant Road in Mount Tremper. My landlords are Howard and Marjorie Wadinsky. My 37 years I've been renting, they're among the best landlords I've encountered. Considerate, maintain the building and the grounds to a high standard. I hope you'll consider allowing them to continue their endeavor of building and offering housing in the town of Shandaken. Robert Ashton, I'm a tenant of Marjorie and Howard Wadinsky. The principals of the above referenced applicant reside at 160 Mount Pleasant Road, and I'm submitting this comment in favor of the above referenced application. Town of Shandaken is in need of more high-quality rental housing for the working people who staff the businesses, schools, and other institutions of the town. As a tenant of the Wadinskys, I can unequivocally say that they are the best landlords I have ever had. Their building at Mount Pleasant was gut renovated to a very high standard. The routine maintenance of the building is also to a very high standard. Something breaks or goes wrong, they respond and fix the problem in a very timely manner. The tenant profile of this building is working people, some with children. The Wodenskis have provided safe, high-quality housing for working families at 160 Mount Pleasant Road. Should be encouraged to provide more of it. Also, they live in the community and employ people in the community. For these reasons, I urge the planning board to approve the above referenced application. Bonnie, I am in support of the apartment building in Shandaken meeting October 9th. We need places for our local people to live. Oh, Bonnie, quick. Beth Crawford, I am writing this to express my support for the Wodenskis' public hearing scheduled October 9th, 2024 at 6:45 at the Shandaken Town Hall regarding granting approval for their apartment building. I moved here from New York City after working as a mounted ranger and had a very difficult time finding affordable housing. The Catskills are a wonderful place to live and raise a family or to retire to. This community and its legislative body, i.e. zoning board, should consider the needs of the people who work here and need affordable housing. This benefits everyone. Respectfully, Elizabeth Crawford. Moria Wolf. Dear members of the town board, my name is Moria Wolf. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. And I am writing to express my strong support for the proposed multi-unit long-term rental project on Route 28 in Phoenicia being developed by Howard and Marjorie Wodensky, APFU LLC. As a tenant of Howard and Marjorie's for the past 2 years, I have firsthand experience with their dedication to maintaining and improving 160 Mount Pleasant Road, Mount Tremper, New York. Their attentiveness to my concerns and consistent efforts to raise the value and appeal of the property have truly made a positive impact. As someone who works in the hospitality industry, having access to affordable and well-maintained housing has been a great benefit to me. The availability of such housing is crucial for those of us in hospitality and other service-related industries, as it allows us to live near our place of work, especially in this rural area, without being burdened by high rental costs. I know many others in my field who would also benefit from additional affordable long-term housing options in the area. Throughout my time renting from Howard and Marjorie, they have been responsive and diligent in maintaining the property, ensuring a high quality of living for tenants. I believe that allowing them to develop more long-term rental units will bring the same level of care and improvement to other parts of our town. Additionally, this project would help address the housing shortage by providing much-needed rental options for long-term residents and workers in the community. Thank you for considering my support of this project. I hope the board will approve this development as it not only addresses the housing needs of workers like myself, but also ensures responsible management from trusted landlords. No name. Hello, I am writing in regards to the application for special use permit site plan review for parcel 146-2-35.113. I would like to voice my concern about approving this permit. I live a few houses down from this location. As a permanent resident in town, I believe approving the building of a 4-unit housing structure on a small parcel would both be an eyesore and would lead to an abundance of other non-permanent residents to add such structures to their properties, seeking to maximize the amount of profits they can squeeze from the already difficult local housing market. Given the town has already enacted ordinances to prevent the proliferation of short-term rentals in the area, allowing this permit to be approved would negate any benefits reaped by the short-term rental restrictions. Thank you for your time. Okay, last one. Hillary Smith. Hello, the comments herein are for the planning board's consideration for the respective public hearings scheduled for tonight. APFU 4-unit apartment building, 6280 Route 28. 1. The planning board should withhold approvals until illegal commercial operations occurring on the applicant's adjacent property are terminated. Rental and outdoor storage of portable security units. 2. The site plan should show where the electric lines will connect. Ideally, these should be underground. Locations for heating, cooling equipment, refuse containers, and any fuel storage should be shown on the plans. Appropriate access should be demonstrated and screening provided. The area behind and alongside the parking area is noted as drainage and beginning of water course. It is likely that the additional impervious surfaces, building and parking, in the vicinity will impact its current functionality. The new parking area will remove mature trees that provide high-quality stormwater retention. Measures to address the increased runoff due to new construction should be required to prevent erosion, ponding, and increased runoff potentially being discharged off-site. Note, The building elevations show gutters and downspouts, but it isn't clear where they will discharge to. 4, comments regarding standards for issuance of special permit. 116-39 A and B. The one-story building looks more like a commercial building than residential. The design, only windows at the front and back, will result in apartments that have limited natural light and feel more like a motel than a home. Given the extensive variances and special permit review that have been necessary to achieve this particular specific and unique use, the planning board should require the developer to provide a design that has better architectural integrity than a common strip mall. Farmhouse, barn, two-story cape, any of these would be appropriate in character and vernacular for the setting and desired development quality. These designs would also provide dwelling units that can have unique layouts, better natural light, and perhaps inherent character, features that help provide comfort and security for occupants. A strong residential forward design would also hinder the ease in which a developer could convert the commercial rentals should residential rentals no longer be a part of their investment income strategy. Given the ease in which the applicant obtained a use variance for an entirely self-created situation that lacked legit hardship and was approved with no required financial documentation, there's no reason to believe another use variance would be a hindrance. 116-39 C and D. Improvements for the driveway should be shown and reference to the DOT approval permit should be added. Site distances should be shown. The plans indicate gravel parking with 90-degree spaces. The renderings show pavement with parking striped and angled spaces. The plan should demonstrate that the parking spaces meet the 9x20 requirement and show the distance provided for maneuvering. Also, the plans show the proposed 4-foot sidewalk with overhang facing Route 28 and not the parking area. The width of the driveway should be noted. 116-39E. The plans indicate proposed trees along the road frontage, while the applicant has indicated that the existing trees will remain. The note should reflect actual proposed conditions. The existing shared driveway should be noted as to be reclaimed as yard. The renderings show new landscaping where none is noted on the plans. Per regulations, parking areas should be screened. Specific landscaping plans should be required. 116-43, section 3. Reference to the specifics of for the installed septic system and the related permit approval should be added. Okay. Then she goes on to the next public hearing. All right. All right, that's the end of the letters. Are there any further comments on this from the board during the public hearing?
I have a comment
Yeah.
on the letter content,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have to be
We can
now.
discuss
I
it
can
then.
discuss it
Yeah.
later. I mean, it's a question of the applicant, but it's not a question of one of the commenters.
Okay, yeah, then we'll address that in the meeting then, I
Yeah.
think. Okay, then I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll move on to the Height Koenig subdivision.
Don Brewer with Brewer Land Surveying, and I'm working with Rob Allison from the Catskill Region Surveying Services. We have property of Alfred Koenig off of 212. About 21 acres of his that he wants to subdivide into a 5-acre lot and a 67-acre lot. You see we had a Koenig's name spelled a couple different ways on the map last time, so that's been corrected. Got Chris DeCero doing the PERT test, and he hasn't received anything yet from the county health department, so we're waiting on that, but that doesn't appear to be any problem. We have an existing roadway that goes up through there that we would be using. We asked the fire department if they could give us a letter just to,
Gary Carpenter by mail. Just to let you all know that apparently he provided you with the regulations, the specs specific to driveways a few years ago, and you should reference them. That was the conversation.
That was it?
a few years ago.
Pretty much, yeah.
You guys have,
Yeah, right here,
We're not doing all
right next to us we have it.
yeah, usually we did, when we go before a town planning board, we try to get a letter from the fire department to say, yeah, we can access that property with no problem, but they told us they don't do that, so, here in this area, so.
So he's pretty sure the road has to be 12 feet wide and 13 and a half foot clearance. But insofar as the materials and the grade, he was not sure.
Yeah. But that should be updated, because fire trucks are now 13 feet wide. So, but this road it's been used for some time now, for years.
How wide is the road?
It's about 14 feet wide, the existing roadways.
So Don, you're referring to what's current here at the right of way?
Yes, that road is within the right of way.
So I think what Sam's asking, is it that dotted line section that's demarcated, that's 14 feet, or the entire property section? Okay, how wide is that section there?
50 feet.
It is 50. Yeah,
Right of way
that's what I
itself
thought.
is 50 feet.
That's what it says for note number 9. You're making reference to instruments. When I hear right of way, I know terms have different meanings. When I hear right of way, I think of a public right of way. But this is not a public road.
Right.
So what makes it a right of way as opposed to being a driveway?
It's actually a strip of land that's 50 feet wide that goes with Lot 2. Lot 1 has the right to use any of that within 25 feet from the center line of the road, or the road goes off of it, but they have the right to use 50 feet of the other strip along there that it shows there, along Lot 1.
Okay, that clarifies. Thank you.
So he can put a driveway in wherever, like, the
They-
plan is to put a driveway in off of the cul-de-sac turnaround at the end.
And that will encroach over lot 1, as the dotted line is shown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What will that do to its acreage? It's showing us 5.00 now. Would that reduce that below 5.00?
Well, he's gonna own to the center line of that private road,
Okay.
but he has to give 25 feet from the center line of it as a right of way to Lot 2 also.
so I guess I wasn't clear on this when we went through it last time. So Lot 2 has access to 25 feet of Lot 1.
Yes.
And Lot 1 has access to 25 feet of Lot 2,
Yeah, they're sharing it,
but right down here.
right down, yeah.
Yeah, not the road I knew they shared, I didn't realize they shared
Lot
that.
1 has the right of 50 feet all the way up to Lot 2.
Yeah, but the road is technically part of Lot 2,
Correct.
up to that common property line, where it then splits down the
Since it's
middle.
private, somebody's gotta own that road, isn't it, straight?
Yeah.
So Lot 2
Yes,
is
looking down, not the road yet, but looking down the road, that wants to be a public road, the lot starts getting developed.
Yeah, they would have to meet town specs at that point, yeah. So if they were to come before you again subdividing Lot 2, they would definitely have to show you town specs on that road.
But that's not an application that's in front of us today, right, Cliff?
No, we're just looking at this subdivision.
He would like to have a house in the future on lot 2 of the zone. So I can't imagine he would want to subdivide that actually.
Is there a house on town site, is that present?
No,
There are no houses.
nothing there right now.
Wells? No wells? Are there wells?
No. Yeah, as you see where the contours there, there's plenty of, it's a nice buildable, both lots are nicely buildable. Chris Pacheco in here, he didn't see any problems at all when he, did the perk test up there.
And that would be for both lots.
Yes.
What is the spacing on those contours, Don?
I think these are 20 feet?
Oh, yeah, I see it there. I missed 1,000, yep. Okay, do we receive, I have this one letter, was there any other communication on this? All right, so then, part 2 of Hillary Smith's letter. Height Koenig, 2-lot subdivision, Route 212, Mount Tremper. 1, all new lots must have frontage on a public street as required by New York State town law. For Shandaken zoning 116-19, lot frontage on a public street must be a minimum of 50 feet. As configured, neither of the new lots meet this important legal requirement. 2, access to new parcels without street frontage via an easement requires open development area approval from the town board. If the 50-foot right-of-way is intended to be developed as a public road to provide the required frontage, additional engineered plans are needed to demonstrate the new road's conformance with town standards so the town can make an informed decision on whether it would accept the new road upon its completion. 3, seeker requires the planning board to consider the reasonable anticipated impacts associated with the action. Areas of steep slopes at 2-foot contours, forest, exposed bedrock, drainage or water courses should be shown on the plans. The plan should identify environmentally appropriate locations for development of the new road, houses, driveways, septic systems, and other utility installations. Approximate proposed grading should be provided. Safe locations, grades for new roads, driveways should be demonstrated. A generic disturbance analysis is particularly important with regard to determining if DEP, DEC, SWIP is going to be required. Development plans should be circulated to New York City DEP for review/comment. 4, portions of the parcel are located in the town of Woodstock, as is the applicant's adjacent landlocked parcel that is also owned by this applicant. The application should be referred to the town of Woodstock to see if they have any required approvals or have suggestions for site planning or recommendations for notes that they would like included on the map.
So that right away for the road is 50 feet, that's what it's supposed to be. As far as the town of Woodstock goes, this does not affect at all that triangle of Woodstocks. That's where the Woodstock property. So that remains exactly the same on the Woodstock assessment poll.
All right.
There's no chance of any landlocked piece, and there's a maintenance agreement set up for the road between the two lots.
Okay. You said you're still waiting to hear back on the septic.
Right.
Kelly hasn't gotten back yet.
All right, are there any other further comments for the public hearing portion of this?
Well, because it's a lot of record, does that it has to have frontage?
Well, we're creating a new lot, that's
Oh,
the
I see.
issue, yeah. It has right of way, not frontage.
Mhm.
Do you know the grade on that, Don? Coming up there?
No. I've been up and down a few times, so that's my service. I don't know what it is.
All right.
Looks like it's going on 40 feet, over 150 feet. So what would that be then? 3%, 2.5%?
26%,
I see,
27%.
yeah, 27%.
That
I
doesn't
think
seem
ta-
okay.
Yeah, town's 10, right, for town roads? I know for private roads, we don't really have a maximum grade, but for town roads, I believe it's 10. So they would not be able to make that a town road, as far as I understand it.
And the town
Yeah.
would require at least 3 homes, and then they would still be to their discretion whether or not.
They'd require 3 homes, yeah,
It's not a town road, then if you approve it from the.
so it would just be,
Correctly.
so it would just be these two lots they'd be limited to. Okay. Are we comfortable closing the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The road is unclear.
That sounded interesting.
I saw odd this morning. I saw odd this morning.
Okay.
Thought he's not there.
It's feeling a lot better.
Yeah. Did you close the public hearing?
We did, yeah, I was waiting. Little break. We went through the short form on this, right? We went through the SEAF on this last time, didn't we?
Yes.
All right. Coming back to it. Everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting.
Yes.
Any comments or corrections?
Good minutes.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, were there any communications aside from the application-specific communications? This is the county recommendation for APFU, the official.
Is that
I
correct?
asked you if
What's that? Yeah, this is with their,
I was going to ask you if I can.
yeah, with their quorum of 97 people. Okay, then moving into old business, APFU LLC. I'll start with this. We received the official recommendation from the County Planning Board. Summary, the applicant proposes a 4-unit multifamily structure at 6180 Route 28 in the R15 zoning district. Materials submitted for review, referral form, special use and site plan applications, short EAF, elevations, lighting, landscaping, site plan. Recommendations, required modifications, access. Final approval from New York State DOT for a driveway permit will be necessary as a condition for approval. Health Department, final approval for the proposed wastewater facilities will be necessary as a condition of approval. Short-term rentals, as a policy in conjunction with the Ulster County Housing Smart Communities Initiative, the UCPB recommends that short-term rentals be prohibited from multifamily structures, given the impacts of short-term rentals on housing stock availability for long-term renters. We recommend that short-term rentals not be allowed as a condition of approval for this special permit. Robert Leibowitz.
Registration
don't
was
have
put on
that.
their original response when they couldn't put a quorum together. This is new.
Oh, this is the,
Oh, that's the old, yeah, this is the official one. I was like, I don't have that. File number. Okay. And those are just pages identifying what the site they were talking about. Okay. So, further discussion of this application. Vivian, you said you had something.
I have a question for Mr. Wadensky. The letters were all very favorable. It's impressive that they felt that you were a good landlord and took good care of the building. They also all said that they were happy to have affordable housing. So I'm wondering, since you said that the new multifamily that you're planning to build would not be affordable, so I'm just wondering how you define that.
Affordable housing under your RUPCO is, which used to be Section 8, is what you're now using as a term affordable housing. None of my apartments meet RUPCO standards.
Right, I understand.
Everybody here that spoke, that said they have affordable housing, has affordable housing for the area, which is, it's not affordable in the terms you're using, it's what the people living here feel is affordable. So every one of those people do not hit the RUPCO numbers.
Right.
Okay? But they feel it's affordable. The town's changed. Over the last 10, 12 years, this town's totally changed. When I first bought the building, one of the real estate brokers said I'd be lucky to get $800 a month for an apartment there. We started at more than 1.5 times that price. The people in the neighborhood are not those people anymore. It's totally changed. Look at the price of your sale prices. Like 2 bedrooms are going for $250,000. So affordable in the terms you're using as a board or the housing smart community uses is not what these people are talking about. These people are talking about what they can afford to live in, a nice place to live in.
So my question is, the new apartments that you're proposing would not be affordable by Rockport standards, well, that's understood. Would they be affordable by the standards of people who are working in comparable jobs to the tenants that you already have?
How else can I rent them?
Oh, okay, so they're not supposed to be upscale apartments, they're just market rate for the area.
We
Okay.
give people very decent places to live,
So
at what they consider affordable, not what some arbitrary legislature finds to be affordable.
So would you say that there would be comparable to the existing rates in the existing apartments that you rent?
Yeah, it's well, they're gonna be two bedroom, not one bedroom, so it'll be comparable with what we get for a two-bedroom apartment at that current location. I couldn't get much more anyway for a two-bedroom. Had we had one bedrooms, the price, of course, would be better. I mean, the prices, the lot's the size of the lot. Whether we put 4 or 7 apartments, you have to get the same amount of money because you're still building 4,000 square feet,
Right.
right? So
Okay.
what you're talking, what Art's mentioned as affordable is the numbers from Repco, which we just will not. And the people that are moving into the area are not those numbers anyway.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to be reassured in some way that you would be still targeting the rents to people who are working in Shandaken. Or
I mean,
business
come on,
owners,
this
you
is
know.
business. This isn't
No, I'm-
business, this is not what, it's not what I want to get. I want to get 5,000 a month rent, but you can't get that. You got to get what the people can afford.
So you think that the rents for the new building would be comparable for the space
I don't
to
think
the
there's
ones
a
that you're
choice.
already renting out?
Of course.
Okay. That needs to be cleared up because they're all calling them affordable, obviously for themselves, you know.
Because, like I said, it's changed what you might consider affordable years ago in Repco. It's not here anymore. It's
Right.
done.
Oh,
It's a
that's
fallacy, it'll
understood.
never come back.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, since these letters of recommendation are saying we're very happy that we can afford
They
these
can
apartments,
afford
we think the community should have more of these, and this is going to be more of these, I'm happy with that.
The people live by us. They live in, they work at Fruition, they work at Bread Alone, two work at the brewery, one works in somewhere in Pine Hill, I'm not really sure what that is, but the people are local. We don't really have, actually, we don't have many people working remotely anymore. A couple of retired people, but they're just done it all. The town's not affordable.
Right.
Okay?
No, I'm fine.
I have one question that came up, looking at all the objections from Hillary. It's hard to tell what plan she was looking at. So people who make comments like that should really specify what plan.
Hillary's looking at the most current plans that are available on the town's website.
She's responding to the application.
Correct.
She just sent that letter in today.
Yeah.
She looked at the
Yeah,
application
but
that's
she
on
says
plan.
something about electric the width of the driveway should be specified. Now, I have to go and look myself to see what, I don't know whether she's looking at this
She is.
plan. This plan doesn't say what the width of the driveway is.
And that's what she's saying.
It's to scale.
Well, I guess,
Whatever the scale is,
well, that's not good enough for some people, I guess. They want to
the
see,
scale, whatever the scale is.
they want to see a 5/0 foot. Well, anyway, it's kind of meaningless to make all these detailed comments when you don't know what plan they're looking at.
This one, she's looking at this one. I
How
can,
do I know that?
Because I'm telling you that she's looking at it.
Yeah, now you're telling me after we read her letter,
Well,
right?
you have her letter in front of you if you'd like to reference her letter to the plan. There you go.
You're not understanding what I'm saying,
Oh, I
I'm
am.
afraid.
I really, really am.
No, you're not.
Okey dokey, John.
how wide is the driveway?
It's scaling at 5/16 of an inch and 1 inch equals 50, so this needs the new math.
What's that? I'm
It's
sorry.
scaling at 5/16.
Don, do you know? Do you know the width of the driveway?
It's a quarter, it's 12
5/16, 3.
Yeah,
plus number one. This is.
No, she's also saying the electric power should be shown on the map. Now, I don't know whether it is.
I think we should make sure that that stuff's not gonna move over though.
Yeah.
We should put a provision in.
Right. And he should find out, they should come here and get a permit,
Yeah,
because they're
yes,
making it like a contractor's yard.
yes.
It's 15 feet and change.
Transportation gave us the permit the other day, I'm sure that he went over everything, so it's scaling, it's the right.
John, it scales at just over 15 feet.
I'm not saying it's not 50 feet, I'm just saying.
15 feet.
15.
50, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think New York State Department of Transportation would have bought it if it wasn't right.
He was there once, and he
Expiration date. Okay.
When you got these letters, if you would have put her on fund, I would have wanted to.
Okay, next question. The septic approval, do we have a copy of that with this?
You guys blew it once before, when you didn't know if it was two bedrooms times 4 apartments, it's two houses.
We have the septic plan, I wanna make sure we have the approval.
It's right on it.
Okay.
Signed in the right hand corner. And I believe I also sent to the approval of the septic.
No, I know they were stamped plans, I just wanted to make sure they were
Look right on the top.
also approved. Thank you. Okay.
It's already in.
No, I know it's in already. We gotta make sure we have all the paperwork with the file. That's what I'm trying to make sure of. All right. All right. What's that? Yeah. The dumpsters are a good point. Is there gonna be dumpsters on site?
That's what's feeding the bears, yeah.
Okay. Do you know where they're gonna go? Like back in here?
So the end of the parking lot, the far end.
Like in here?
Oh, I can't put it in there because the garbage company can't make it turn.
Or here? Here, okay, so it'll be away from the road though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right here. Nobody
Okay.
wants to walk out, dump their trash. It'll have to be here, so the garbage come in here, make the turn and go out.
Okay.
Go from Route 28?
No, I mean, at an angle. It'll be behind the building off the back of the lot. I think that's a good spot for it.
And we will be there.
We were proactive a long time ago and bought real bear proof that they use in national parks, so
We bring them in from Idaho. We brought it in from Idaho for Christmas.
That's good. Makes everyone's life easier. The solar panels are mentioned in that letter, and I know that's a separate parcel and not part of this. I just want to ensure that there won't be storage of equipment on this site, on this new
On the
site.
new site.
On the new site.
In other words, it's
Similar,
not
like,
gonna
I don't
spill
want,
over with those lights.
we're not gonna have lights or fill in the blank, anything like that. Okay, we discussed the landscaping out front already.
Excuse me?
Have you done anything, checked into that?
I have.
And he's running a business there. and
I'm aware, we're working towards the goal of getting the equipment either off the property or he may come in for a class 2 home occupation permit from you guys.
Okay.
Which presents its own challenges. I know that they're tall and we don't allow fencing that tall, but I mean, that's for you guys
Yeah,
to sort out.
okay.
Excuse me?
You what?
Tree-
Trees, grow. Spring, they can, for a
No,
class 2 home occupation.
He's running a business, he would have to have a fence. That's,
It's not really for today, but.
Okay. I just want to ensure that we're not gonna
That it
have
doesn't, yeah.
a similar situation over here that we're, all right. Okay, dumpster. All right. Anything else on this?
Yeah, I want to speak to this application.
Go ahead, Ted.
Olivia, I'm going to make it easy. All right, this is an application for overdevelopment by special use permit. It proposes a 1.5-story apartment building, 4 dwelling units on a greenfield site along the scenic highway. The application does not meet Shandaken Town Law, Article 7, Special Uses, detailed in Section 116-39 General Standards, which reads in part, in authorizing any special permit use, the planning board shall take into consideration public health, safety, and general welfare. Subsection 116-39.2 is worth reading in full. The character and appearance of the proposed use, buildings, structures, and/or outdoor signs shall be in general harmony with the character and appearance of the surrounding neighborhood, and shall not be more objectionable to nearby properties by reason of noise, fumes, vibration, or flashing lights than would be the operations of any permitted principal use, and shall not adversely affect the general welfare of the inhabitants of the town of Shandaken. The proposed use is not in inherent harmony with the character of our rural community. It is a multiple dwelling apartment building in a residential R1.5 district. Approval would adversely affect the general welfare by creating a precedent for high density overdevelopment in a residential district. We are a rural community. If this application is approved, the next apartment building may be on the property next to yours. We can't solve a housing problem by destroying the reason why we live here. There's a right way to approach high-density land use. Complete the new comprehensive plan so that elected officials may propose a revised zoning law for consideration by the entire town.
May I make one comment?
Yes.
If you look across the street from us, there are 4 homes in less tight space than what we have cleared for this lot. Just after the house that's fallen apart, there's maybe 2 or 3 houses down. If you look at your GIS, you will see that 4 homes in the same amount of space. So that part is, I don't understand how you can consider that.
Thank you.
I have a comment on it. The density has already been approved.
No, it
Density was
has
never
not.
an issue.
No, it has not. The ZBA gave this board the leeway to make a decision. The ZBA did not approve the density.
Well, they weren't speaking about density.
There
at
was
all.
no
It needs-
issue with
it- There's no
density.
issue with density.
He has plenty of property there.
This is a density question because when you look at our town law, you can make an argument for 2 stories, it's legal. You can even make an argument for 3 stories, for 3 families, part of it. But you can't make an argument looking at our law, which, as Tracy pointed out, does not have a density provision. This is to any impartial observer, high density, low rise.
If we're talking about net density, then fine, but code doesn't address net density. We're talking just the parcel and it's just.
Some towns
I
do.
cannot address
Ours
just the
doesn't.
usable portion of the parcel and calculate.
I'm simply using
I understand, I do. But
a
just for
common
clarity.
sense approach. This is high density, low rise, it's low rise.
Okay, could you just tell me then also, so your scale is down the block, what's the difference of that versus this?
They're not the application tonight, Marjorie.
No, but.
We're not doing run ballots.
We're, it's pre-existing to answer your question, but, okay. Any other comments? Thank you, Seth.
No.
Okay. So, then, we've reviewed this, I think, pretty thoroughly. I think we're ready to move forward with this. I'd like a motion to approve this with, what's that? I didn't do a neg deck?
I
You haven't
think we
voted
did.
on anything.
Oh,
I think we did, okay, all
I
right.
can send you the part 2 if you want to go through it. It's the easiest way.
Yeah, please. The neg deck,
What's that?
the,
negative declaration.
of,
Okay, yeah.
paperwork.
They said paperwork.
It's gonna take another month?
No, we're gonna do it right now.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Check, John.
Thank you.
Did you send it to all of us?
It's
Just to
text.
Cliff? Okay,
Texted it to you,
okay,
not
Oh,
email.
it's just Cliff, okay.
okay. That's all I'm looking for and can't find it.
No, oh, you just sent it to me?
Yeah.
Oh,
That means
okay.
you gotta go.
So then I gotta.
That means you gotta do it.
Okay. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? It would have, but they have the variance for it, so I think no or small impact may occur. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's no or small impact or moderate to large impact.
Large. Pretty visible site.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
Yes.
No or small,
No.
moderate to large.
No.
no,
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walking? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? Not small, small impact, I mean, it's a building. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies?
no,
Will public-private wastewater treatment utilities? Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna?
no,
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? I think no.
Do we know? We know there's a drainage ditch behind, and we're increasing impervious area.
But I don't,
yeah, I mean.
yeah, I don't
if
think
they
it's
have
gonna
flooding,
increase
it's only
erosion or
there.
flooding.
Yeah, it's only on that property that happens.
No, the drainage ditch goes into a culvert underneath Route 28, which then direct.
It does go into the Esopus,
Oh.
yes.
It goes into the Esopus, so I think there is an impact.
Is
So-
the driveway impervious? I mean, the driveway and the parking
It's
lot,
gravel.
That's gravel, isn't that pervious? No?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pervious.
only like blacktop is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna create drainage problems. So it is an increase in impervious surfaces, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No,
No.
Okay. All right. All right. check this box if you have determined based on the information and analysis above and any supporting documentation that the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts. An environmental impact statement is required. Check this box if you have determined based on information and analysis above and any supporting documentation that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. So second one, no adverse, no significant. Okay. Okay, good. All right.
So where did we say it did have impact? Because we're not able to follow along from your phone screen.
That's okay. It was number 2. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
And what did we say?
Moderate to large impact. But I mean,
Which box did that go to then?
that was the only moderate to large impact. Yeah, go ahead.
No, can you read again the criteria at the bottom? I thought it said if there was one large.
Check this box if you have determined based on the information and analysis above and any supporting documentation. Oh wait, no, that's not the one.
How could it be large if you can have 8 people either way? You have 8 bedroom, right, the septic, I guess maximum 16 people, doesn't matter. It would be the same amount of usage.
It looks like the choices, you just have to put either
Well-
none to small or medium
Yeah,
to
but
large.
then it
It's
says-
just really saying that it's large.
For-
Yeah.
For every question in part 2 that was answered, moderate to large impact may occur, or if there was a need to explain why a particular element of the proposed action may or will not result in a significant adverse environmental impact, please complete part 3. Part 3 should in sufficient detail identify the impact, including any measures or design elements that have been included by the project sponsor to avoid or reduce impacts. Part 3 should also explain how the lead agency determined the impact may or will not be significant. Each potential impact should be assessed considering its setting, probability of occurring, duration, irreversibility, geographic scope, and magnitude. Also consider the potential for short-term, long-term, and cumulative impacts. Then the boxes are, check this box if you have determined, based on the information and analysis above, and any supporting documentation, that the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts, and an environmental impact statement is required. That's one box. The other box, check this box if you have determined, based on the information and analysis above, and any supporting documentation, that the proposed action will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts.
It has adverse, it'll have an impact, of course, when you're building 4
Yeah.
units.
So it says no or small, or moderate to large.
But this is, there's no adverse impact at all. There's an impact, and it's compensated for with the septic system.
So then that number 2, will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? Has to be, we have to determine it's no to small impact rather than moderate to large,
So it would be no.
to check.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. This is not no to small. This is 4 units in a residential 1.5 district.
I think you got 4 to 1 on it, I think you know.
So,
We just have to take a vote on it.
yeah, I think it's, I see your point, Sam, but,
They don't really give us a middle ground.
there's no middle ground.
Yeah.
No,
We
it's
have to-
binary.
it's very binary.
Yeah. And then once you, if you, like
If
you
you go
read
a
what you
little-
have to do when it's
yes.
medium to large, it's geared towards something with a large impact, which it
Yeah.
doesn't fit.
Okay, so based on this, we can vote to determine no significant environmental impacts. Yeah. Need a motion to make a negative declaration of environmental impact, of significant environmental impact.
Adverse.
Adverse, thank you.
I made that motion. I can't remember what those words.
Second?
I second.
Cliff Rebuffo,
Yes.
Art Christie, Joanne Cald,
Yes.
John Horn,
Yes.
Alan Shiner,
Yep.
Sam Spada,
No.
Vivian Wilson.
Yes.
Okay. Motion carries. Okay, neg deck. So now, we can, I think we're ready to vote whether to approve or not. So we've met all the, we got the septic, we got the driveway, talked about the dumpster. One condition I would like to see on there is just that there won't be any outdoor storage of equipment on the property. So, an approval with the condition that there will be no outdoor storage of equipment on the property of any kind.
Is that a note you want on that, or do you want that?
It'll be in the resolution.
It'll be in the resolution.
Yeah, so it'll be part of the approval.
Is the heating and cooling is all electric? Is there going to be no fuel storage?
Well, there might be propane there.
Okay.
But if there are, why not?
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, it's generator. For the common area, people can do it.
So,
But it'll all be behind the building, not see it.
all, waste disposal and, equipment, generators, fuel storage, all will be located behind the building. I'll have to type that. Make that sound better, please.
Sounded good.
Insofar as the recommendations from county about SDR are considered, the
Yes.
law was recently changed so that you have multiple dwelling units on one piece of property. You're only allowed one SDR license. So if you have 3, you can only have 1. If you have 5, you can only have 1, that kind of thing. So I don't know if you want to add that as a condition of the approval or not.
I think this is all long-term.
Yeah,
We
all of
we
it.
should put that on there.
That is,
Yeah,
there's no
this is only
short term.
No short-term rental.
The little box over here on the right says it's been initialed by, I guess, Mr. Wadensky. You know, see what I'm talking about?
No.
Says owner will not rent units on short-term rentals.
No, perfect. All right, great.
It's in the middle of the page on the right-hand.
Yeah, we spoke about this at the last meeting. Okay. All right, so based on that wordy resolution, I'll take a motion to approve that.
I make a motion to approve the applicant's, I don't know what to call it, apartments, as long as we have in the resolution, there'll be no storage of any kind of equipment or anything out on the property.
Let me add the short-term rentals.
Right, the
Yes.
actual short-term rentals, it's already on the map.
That's actually on the map. yeah.
Right, and that all generators and equipment to run the building will be in the back of the building.
Need a second?
I second.
Cliff Rebuffo,
Yes.
Art Christie, Joanne Cald,
Yes,
John Horn,
Yes,
Alan Shiner,
Yes, I'd like to make one comment. Can I make the comment now? So, there have been letters written to us and comments made about how we should force the applicant to improve the looks of the
Hey,
building.
I'm sorry, Alan, we
right.
can't actually
Once
do
the
this while
motion
we're
is on the
voting.
table,
Yeah,
you have to finish the vote
Okay, I'll say my piece.
after.
after.
Okay.
Sam Spada,
No.
Vivian Wilson.
Yes.
Can I say my piece now?
You
Yes.
can, yes.
We want housing that's affordable. Everybody's interpretation of what's pretty and what's not pretty is different. But we got a letter saying the design should be this and that and everything else. How can you have affordable units if we're forcing the applicant to make it pretty? I don't, they don't go together. it's affordable because it's inexpensive or less expensive to build. Put on dormers, put on this, put on that, change this, change that. We can't expect people that are building to build the Taj Mahal. I mean, look at our town. More than half of it is not exactly nice looking. We should be happy that somebody wants to build and put money into this town, even if it's not the most gorgeous piece of building that they've ever seen in their life.
Well, since you've raised it, I'll say, I agree, we don't have an architectural review commission, so I think aesthetics are not an issue. But I can tell you what's ugly. A 4-unit apartment building in an R1.5 district, period.
All right. Let's move along. So the motion on that carried. And let's move on to the next thing, which is the Koenig subdivision.
As a place where you reside, but they're, what's left from that, there's still 100 acres.
I'm getting like a major headache here.
What was that second? I didn't get you, I'm sorry.
Oakland resides up here, it's 100 acres that joins that up in there. It comes off of, with 212.
And the owner owns that property too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Could I see that map?
Sure.
You're saying lot one should have frontage on it, because it's public road, is that what I'm hearing?
Well, that's what code says.
One of the questions brought up is does to subdivide property, does the property have to have frontage on a town road to subdivide it? Not to build it, to subdivide it. Nothing's being built, right?
Not at the moment.
Well, yeah, but the creation of a new lot was the point.
Right, okay, a buildable lot and buildable roads. But do they have to turn the roads over to the town now?
No, that's what I don't understand.
Frankly, I don't think it's done with, even if it met every regulation that the
Yeah,
town.
I don't think they're not looking to take on
The town is
roads.
gonna, they're not looking to take on any roads.
But it's,
And it's under no obligation to use them, which I think is more important.
But he can't subdivide even if there's no building going on at this point?
yeah, it has nothing to do with, when we look at a subdivision, it has nothing to do with, other than it's buildable.
What I don't understand is there's so many properties that are on private roads that don't own a public.
I don't know that we've ever required frontage before for a
No, it's
subdivision.
only brought it up, she brought it up,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely done subdivisions where, with
Yeah.
easements
So
before.
where are we on this? I've gotten a little confused.
We are,
Oh, we have to check that out.
We do, because it's the making of a new lot. It's not the old.
Well, you wanna read the
I
code.
did, I did say to Cliff that it's a lot of record, but he's saying we're making it.
well, we're
a new
creating
lot.
a new lot. I mean, that's what what's the section, Grace?
And when was that,
116,
when was that written?
In the code.
When?
11619.
Do we have an idea when that was written?
Yeah, 1976.
There is no amendments to this, so it must have been part of the original code.
Okay, so I moved into this town after 1976, and my road was a private road. You guys approved 20 parcels for Serapedes. I wasn't a private
Rose Mountain Road?
Yeah, I'm talking about if this was been in the code all this time, how come when I moved in?
Rose Mountain Road is a road. It was a road. Rose Mountain Road, even when it was privately owned, met the standards of a road, not a
Right.
driveway.
But I'm St. Catherine.
Okay, same thing for St. Catherine, I have to assume same thing for St., I don't know. I
St.
wasn't.
Catherine was developed by Therapeutic.
Uh-huh.
He cut it, and it was all private road.
It's a road though, not a driveway, so it meets the regulations for a road, the width, the grade, the
It meets the
material.
regulations for a road, but it was never, it was 50 feet, whatever it's supposed to be, but it was never, he was plowing the road for,
I would suggest somebody pops open the code as it pertains to subdivisions to figure out the road requirements. That would be. Subdivisions, I believe, are chapter 77.
Yeah, that section of code is just the general,
No, chapter.
the,
It's got, is there a reference here?
yeah, 11619, I found it, but that's just under the general,
Oh, okay.
the general section, yeah.
Subdivision.
You find it?
It's 105.
Thank you, chapter 105.
Yeah, at the bottom of the page, 105. I'll keep it in the code. This is the code for subdivision of land.
Oh, where it has that big change, it's like something.
It says subdivision right on the tip.
No.
Subdivision uses the term street, doesn't use right of way or road. It's just an observation.
yeah, it gives the dimensions. It doesn't say it has to be above the road.
The access from major streets, 10520, section C, access from major streets. Lots shall generally not have their vehicular access from a major street. Where driveway access from a major street may be necessary for several adjoining lots, the planning board may require that such lots be served by a combined access drive.
What's that?
What section? What's the bottom?
105, page 10513,
13.
section 105-20, section C. So they're actually saying it should be on a combined drive there.
A major street is defined.
Probably.
I don't think it's a situation where minor street, major street. Fast moving traffic, large traffic. It's not-
Is utility easement on that as well?
Yeah.
Okay, built into that.
So subdivision 105 isn't telling me anything about frontage.
Yeah.
She's saying it's a New York State town law.
No, it's in zoning.
She
The
referred to
road
116.
frontage requirement is in zoning code,
Yeah.
not subdivision.
Right. 116.4.
It says all, it just says all lots are
A minimum
required.
lot frontage of 50 feet is requirement.
On the main road, on whatever it's called, the road.
Correct, in this case, you're at 2 plots.
How many feet?
50.
You have 50 feet?
Anything under 50 feet.
One was over 50 feet.
I give you the
Oh,
map.
sure. There's three maps.
Yeah, so there's this.
So in this instance, there'd be no way to do that because it's a flag lot already.
Say that again?
There'd be no way to have additional road frontage because there's only one access point.
Right here.
It's not like they have 200 feet of road frontage they could chop 2 driveways out of.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's always been that, planning board has said, well, somebody has to actually own that strip, because you can't separate that from the lots, because then theoretically, that could go up for tax sale, and you got a 50-foot strip that nobody owns. So somebody has to own it, so lot 2 owns it, and lot 2 has the right to access it.
Lot one, you mean?
Yeah, but I don't think they're talking about that. This is the street.
No, this
No,
is
no,
the
it's
street.
that.
That doesn't say public way, does it?
That's the front, that's the frontage, that's what that means.
This is Route 212.
Why isn't this the frontage?
By no stretch of the imagination is that driveway a street. It's only 12
The frontage, yeah, the frontage is that bottom, that's not at issue, yeah.
In other words, this is all the frontage of it. 12 feet.
50.
Oh, 50, I'm sorry.
The road, the actual road is 12 feet, but the lot is 50.
What would happen if you move the corner lot?
And then we have the same issue.
It'd still be the same issue. It wouldn't solve anything.
Which is a bit more difficult to do.
The reason why we have a cul-de-sac there proposed is for trucks to be able to turn around, like a fire truck or a delivery truck.
Right,
Like a public right away.
yeah.
And we could send them for a variance, I suppose.
Good. That would be the best thing.
So is this a buildable lot? Because I know you can't approve it if it's not a buildable lot.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna be pending that regardless. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to go before the zoning board for this one.
Something about that regulation, it doesn't make sense.
I don't think,
That each lot has to have funding.
I don't think you're interpreting it right. I think this becomes, if this is a 50-foot right of way, right? In order to develop this lot, you have to make that 50 feet wide. If you wanted to build on this lot, this has to be 50 feet wide.
Which it is.
Okay.
We're not talking about the actual pavement or the gravel, we're talking about the right of way. It's 50 feet wide.
No, but my area had to be 50 feet. It's there, 50 feet of, it's not paved, it's 50 feet of gravel.
I can't find it.
Why?
What section
And
is
that
that?
makes this the front.
11619.
11619, thank you.
Code specifically says lot frontage shall be measured along the right of way of any dedicated town, county, or New York State highway.
Yep. Town, county, or New York State highway. Pretty clear.
Doesn't make sense.
So 11619 says minimum lot frontage.
Yeah.
That's something that maybe you need to
There's a few things that don't make a lot of sense.
address.
And then under subdivision, under lots, it describes access from shared driveways.
That's not in practice what was done.
It's not my fault. I wasn't born
In-
when they wrote it.
That's not in practice what was done. The
What's that?
developer had to put in 50-foot new road, and everybody's house is now on 50 feet with utility easements along the new road, but it remained private for about 10 years until it was converted to a town road, and the town assumed the road and took responsibility for the road.
They don't all become town roads.
I understand that, but that's how he got the development. The
And I'm
development,
sure that a part of that subdivision map was that the spec specific to a road and not a driveway were addressed on that site plan, and that the
That's
road
correct.
would be developed.
at the very beginning,
Yeah.
everything was there. As a matter of
Yes,
fact, the
exactly.
road was there before any houses were there.
Yes, and it would have had to have been.
Right.
But what Mr. Highlight is proposing is not the installation of a road. It's just that continued.
It's just shared access.
Yeah, but it's still a subdivision.
It's still a subdivision.
And I think they need, I don't think we can approve it without a 50-foot road leading to it.
No, I think
You mean its own 50-foot road leading
That's
to it?
correct.
Yeah.
A road as defined in section 116-19.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which gives you all the dimensions and everything else about the road.
So,
of all these lots.
Or 50% of the minimum
Yeah,
lot.
that's a big problem, actually.
width.
What's that?
Frontage of 50 feet or 50% of the minimum lot width established by the
Minimum
schedule of bulk regs.
I think it's ambiguous as
What the hell is that?
How do you establish minimum lot width?
something's ambiguous in the regulations.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Minimum
see.
lot width is listed in the reg, yes.
It is somewhere, right?
That's right, it's right there.
How do they define that?
In R1.5.
How do they define it?
Through our 1.5.
So in R3, minimum lot width is 200. Same for one.
And we're in R3 on this. So that would be 50 feet. You said, I'm sorry, how far, how big, what was the minimum lot with 200 feet? So it's 50 feet or 100 feet in that case, all right.
I think what Code wants you to do, what Code is trying to guide you towards doing is the creation of a road, if you want to subdivide land like that. I think that's Code's answer to the question of why 11619 exists. But again, it was written before I was born, so I can't speak to what they were thinking.
I can see the kind of each road, I can understand that, maybe.
But for two lots, it does seem a little.
Yeah, it's only it's one additional lot.
Today, one additional lot.
Well, you have to come back and put the planning board if they're gonna.
No, I understand.
More.
Yeah.
It seems to me that what's shown on the site plan is functionally a road. I don't
But they
see
can't-
that
they-
as like inaccessible or.
Well, yeah, it's a question of whether they each need their
Who
own.
owns this over here?
That's what it boils
Is
down
that
to.
another owner down here? Who owns that?
B over here. Not over. Here's frontage on the road.
Yeah.
So you can't make this wider?
No. I can make it wider here. Not here.
Yeah, and he doesn't own it, so it's either we're okay with it or we send them for a variance. What's that?
I say send it to the zoning.
Okay.
So we're going to the zoning board for,
I guess it would be an area
Area
variance.
variance.
Yeah,
we call it an area variance,
yep,
because this is in frontage on the road.
because of that frontage issue, yep.
Yep.
Just that you want to be able to use the shared access.
For both, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 11619
And then they'll be
is
back
the
here
code
asking
piece.
questions.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, my agenda was buried, yeah. What do we have next here? Somebody help me out. What's that? Leone?
Yeah.
I don't know why you said that.
Oh, hey. Hey, Don? You're back up again.
More surveyors in this town.
You gotta work hard.
Why, don't you like to come and see us? And stay all night?
This is the old Catholic church on Route 28,
Oh, that's nice, okay.
parking lot that they took down that shit.
The big one, not the little one on the west side of the creek.
That's right. Okay, so there's actually, made up of actually 3 lots. And the owner now, Leonardo Leone, he wants to combine 3 lots.
Okay.
Be able to, he's planning on making that building residential, one family residential.
Is that the one, a lady in the woods?
It was one of St. Francis Church.
Yeah, but it was called Our Lady of Lourdes.
I don't know. But it's big, it's white, it's
Yeah,
right
right
Big
here.
white.
Yeah, right here. Across the
there.
street.
You're heading towards Phoenicia on the left.
You can't miss it.
You driven past so many times you forgot where it is.
Yeah.
I drive down 48, I don't even know where I am.
In order to get a septic and everything for it, you
Oh,
need
they have no septic, they have no water, yeah, I know the
to
church.
combine
There was no septic in it?
No, there was no water either,
lots
no
in order to
well.
do anything.
That's really holy water. Why don't you go for it now, the whole thing? Why are you doing it? Why don't you make that application now,
What application?
to make it residential?
He doesn't need planning board approval to make it residential. The problem is that they think of the septic. and
They just need square footage. Yeah,
Too small of a lot.
yeah.
Combine the 3 lots together, not.
This was a big rigmarole with the church. They didn't know who owned what lot. It was on 3 different lots. It overlapped everything. They finally were able to sell
None
it.
of the old churches have plumbing, septic, or.
Right.
So by combining them, it meets the code?
Yeah, well, it's better.
I mean, we don't really care.
We don't,
just-
right
yeah.
now, for
We're just-
practicality's sake, right now, they're stuck on the septic. They can't get it approved because
Yeah.
they won't build it on the lot line. So they just need the lot line.
But I mean, all we're looking at, we don't care about the DOH or any of that. All we care about is deleting these lot lines.
Yes.
And that's not,
DOH, no, that's fine.
yeah, that's not a problem.
Now, what's the stretch that fronts on Broad Street Hollow Road, where it has the names of Living Trusts?
Street?
This here,
Oh, here, the Leonardo, Leone, and Isabella
is that
Living Trust.
on the part of the property? It's not,
No, that's separate, isn't it?
this here.
The one in the back.
Oh,
Yeah, that's in the trust, that's,
but that's not part of this, right?
yeah,
We're just deleting these 2 in the middle.
right.
So what's gonna happen to that?
Eventually, when something's done with, this up here, we'll probably go with that, most likely.
Because they have land here.
Don't they have land beyond here?
Yep.
Yes.
That is all
Further over?
chopped up.
So what is this now, a separate parcel?
A separate parcel, yeah.
This little thing is a separate parcel?
Yes.
Where did it come from? Is it attached here right here?
Well, it was already owned by the Leone.
It's always been a separate piece of property in that.
Is this R1.5?
Certainly
Exactly.
along the front.
The zoning's 1.5,
128, 130.
so it is the job of the planning board to try to make bigger lots. So
Understood.
Yeah.
this is
Maybe this needs
this.
to go another half acre.
Yeah,
From where?
The other property to the north.
What, this here?
That strip.
Oh,
Not just that strip, John is saying to the north of Black Lane, if I understood it correctly.
no, they're over here. The people, oh, they're up here? Okay, maybe.
Any reason not to go a little bit more there, make it a nice 1.5 acre lot?
I mean, in that case, they could just make this part of it.
Well, is that isn't that a different owner?
Well, the trust isn't
No, Leone is-
separate unless,
Isn't the trust, a trust is separate from the person?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, that's a different owner.
It's a different one.
Oh, it's a different owner?
Yeah.
It's not the same living trust?
Now, if you have the deed records,
Let's see. Conveyed to St. Francis Parish and sign deed records.
Leonardo owns those 3 lots. The trust owns the strip and the property behind it. Same
Okay.
family name, but different, it's under different titles.
Oh, okay.
Right. But to make it 1.5, they could just sell themselves.
Or move the line.
We can't, we can't. It's a different owner. They have it under a different owner specifically, so we can't make them do that. It's,
Right, it definitely is better. Look how
Yes.
small they were.
Make them buy property.
This would have to go to ZBA, right?
No.
We can't say they
No, we
can
can
put
just,
acre.
no, we can just do this right
No,
now.
we could do it.
Because it's better than it was.
You've done it in the past.
Like, we can do it right now.
But we can't do the adaptive reuse of the abandoned church as a residential.
No, that's for me.
No, that's
Yeah.
not for us.
They don't need any special approvals to do that. They just need zoning and building permits.
Can we approve it for zoning in a substandard lot? It's only 1 acre.
Yeah, I know, but you're creating a new
No,
lot
we're-
that's more, that's closer to conforming than the pre-existing lots. You've done it in the past. It's
We've
what
done,
you
this is
said.
not a big deal. We just delete the lot lines and that's the end of it.
I know we've done it in the
Yeah.
past when the use wasn't changing.
We're not talking
The
about
issue
that.
is
We're
it's
just
not-
talking, yeah, we're just
not
talking about the
talking
lot lines.
It's rare that I can approve a use just without you guys, but it's a single-family residence is certainly one that I'm allowed to. The conversion of a church to a single-family residence is certainly something that I'm allowed to.
Yeah. Yes. Like raised it.
So, motion to approve the deletion of the lot lines?
I make a motion to approve a deletion of the lot line as shown on this.
Second.
Clifford Buffo?
Yes.
Art Christie? Joanne Kell?
Yes.
John Horn?
Yes.
Alan Shiner?
Yes.
Sam Spada?
Yes.
Vivian Welton?
Yes.
You're welcome. Anything else? Do you have anything,
Don't you have
Chandra?
anything else for us?
Then, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.